Hi, this is Akshay. Today we'll be talking about versioning. Versioning of content is a good way to keep track of things you've done in the past, going back and seeing the differences, as well as if you are doing languages as well. It gets complicated in terms of how content is produced over time. You just want a way to go back and take a look. Maybe you want to revert to a previous version or look into exactly what changes were made by whom in order for, to track things down. So when we look at a piece of content, you always have the option. So as you notice, like when it's in the published state, which is the final state, you can create a new version. So every time you want to make a change, but at the same time, you can look at the existing changes. So if you go to compare versions, you have, so if I remove compare and I just go through it from when this content was first created, as you can notice, there's nothing there. Then we added some piece of content, we updated something on there, and then it goes back to the draft state. We updated something, and then the state changed. So this is a good way to see not just the content which was modified, but also the states and by whom, right? So we're in review, we're in published, and also it's a good way for you to check the version compare. So version compare is a neat feature. So if I go back to here, when we first created the content to the last time we went into review, or maybe the last time we updated it, the only thing that changed is from Jan, we changed it to January. But if I go between these two pieces of content, you could see we went from a blank piece of content to adding content. So imagine over a period of time when you've made some changes, it's easy to look through who's made the changes, what states did the content go through, and it kind of helps you a little bit. So versioning is super important to keep track of, especially when you have a lot of content authors who are making changes. If you find a version, so for instance, I want to go back to this version where we just did January, I can easily restore to that version. And yes, you're going to lose some data, but as you can see, when you say I want to revert back to that specific version, it creates a new version, reverts it back. So then now I can go through my workflow again in order for it to process through, go all through the checks and balances of the workflow, and ultimately getting into publishing. I hope this was useful. Versioning is super easy, and as many content authors are working with the content, it becomes a really neat tool for you to verify, check how things are going, what was modified, and collaborate much better. Thank you again.